Welcome to Hobby Vlog number 5. Last night I actually did some hobby stuff. I didn't record any of it. Chris was over. He was hanging out with Henry and I. We did a little bit of painting and just kind of hung out, and we had a good time. I 3D printed a goblin hut. That's like the third goblin hut that I have printed for some goblin things. Technically it doesn't have to be a goblin hut, but it is smaller size, so it's intended for small sized creatures like goblins. But I'll be doing a few more things today, and when I get there, I'll get there. Right, so last night when Chris was over, he and I did a little bit of painting. I don't know how many people know this, but it's hard to do painting sometimes when you have a 4-year-old saying, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. But it's all great. It's all wonderful. Chris and I had a real good time. Chris actually painted this dude for me. It's the poisoned, corrupted villager from the Nolzer set that the green dragon wormling comes from. I painted that green dragon wormling a very long time ago, and it's about time the other part got painted. I started painting this thing, which is for an upcoming adventure. It was connected to this little base, but I dropped it much like I did just now, and it broke off, so I've got to glue that back together. So Justin from the Game On channel, really, really great channel. Cannot recommend enough. They do a lot of videos talking about all kinds of tabletop RPG games, a few board games, I think, but they got a lot of good content. Justin asked, what's my process? What do I do when I'm researching like a new tabletop game, or I guess just a new game in general? The short answer is I don't. Chris actually does a lot of like research stuff, looking into different game systems, because he really likes learning like game mechanics, coming up with game mechanics. He has turned me on to a few games, and a few like game systems, like the Tiny D6. I backed the Cyberpunk Tiny D6 Kickstarter, and hopefully I'll be getting that soon. And Chris also turned me on to this game, Cairn. It's just like a real quick, real easy game. We've not played it. I remember basically nothing about it at this point, but he and I were talking last night, like, oh, we should try and get like a quick game going of that sometime, just if it's just like he and I, just for fun. If I'm not going to play 5th edition D&D, like I would prefer to play something that's kind of rules light, something that's more story based. And at some point I am going to accept the open invitation I have from my friend Skylar to come play some Pathfinder 2nd edition. When it comes to other games, other systems, it's almost this weird thing of like, I don't know if I want to put the time into something else, because I've put in so much time, so much money, so much effort into 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Do I think 5e is the all-time greatest, most perfect system ever? Absolutely not. There's several things about the game that I'm like, about. But we're getting into like personal preference here, and like no game is going to be perfect. Like what one person likes about Pathfinder, someone else isn't going to like, and same goes with D&D. I know Skylar, he's not a big fan of 5th edition D&D. He'd rather play Pathfinder, so that's what he does. So, personal preference definitely comes down to it. At the end of the day, play whatever you want, play what makes you happy. I do want to try out Daggerheart. I've heard numerous good things about that. I'm going to try out Cairn. So there's other games I'm going to try out. Maybe we'll talk about it on here. Maybe we'll try and record a game and do something like that, post it up here on the channel. What I'm doing right now, hobby-wise, is getting my space cleaned up. kind of exploded on me since our game the other day. Chris and I were spread out here painting last night. I'm trying to get some things organized, trying to figure some things out. I've gotten a few new minis that I need to add to my spreadsheet, and I still have all these little medium-sized and smaller minis that I need to catalog and put in my Excel spreadsheet. Does that mean like I have a lot of miniatures if I have to have a spreadsheet to keep track of all of them? I've got the majority of my large and huge size minis cataloged, but then if we look down here, I've got all these unpainted ones. There's more back in there, under there, and there. There's all kinds. Over on another channel that I don't promote very much, called Dungeon Builder Hobbies, I'm doing a Paint the Monster Manual challenge. Basically, I'm just trying to complete the monster manual with miniatures, trying to have at least one of every mini that's in the monster manual. I've gone through both 2014 and 2025 monster manuals to do this. Surprisingly, I have a good chunk of all of them, so I don't have that many to do, but I have enough that it's a task, it's an undertaking. And as soon as I get my resin 3D printer figured out, it's pretty much gonna be game over. I'm gonna print and paint everything. We'll see how much I actually get painted. I might just print a bunch of stuff and say, oh wow, yeah, I should paint that, but who knows. So thank you for watching hobby vlog number 5. Again, I really appreciate all the support that I've been receiving off of these vlogs, these videos. I do have another more regular style video coming soon, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So until next time, keep the dice rolling.